Good afternoon, George Cavaligos for HFT Bonds. Got a little cute. Thought we'd bounce a little bit more overnight once we got past the first auction, but we really didn't, and the selling came in again. Downtrend continues with new lows overnight and obviously new lows intraday. We did get a bit of a bounce after the 5-year auction went through this afternoon. Bonds went from 133.18, which was kind of an important area. Remember, the 61% fib retracements have been pretty key support and resistance levels lately. And if you look at the move up, in the bonds, we hit the 61% fib retracement. The notes only hit the 38% retracement, so you can see how the curve has steepened over the last couple days as bonds have gotten hit a lot harder than the notes have. So I don't know if that's bullish or bearish these days. In the old days used to, well, not in the old days, but intermediate past history would have said that curve steepening like that is bearish. And then when we saw that last leg of the sell-off, the notes led the way down. The curve actually flattened quite a bit. So I don't know. I'm not going to pay too much attention to it. Nevertheless, we did hit those support levels. The market bounced off of there. We're certainly not out of the woods yet. Bonds are still down, 30 ticks on the day, and notes are down 17 on the day as I'm speaking right now. Tomorrow's the 7-year auction. I think we could see a similar pattern with the market trying to rally a little bit early in the evening and then, tailing off as Europe comes in again. We do get German IFO Business Climate Survey data out early tomorrow morning. I think that will be interesting. The bonds have been leading the way down here for the credit markets globally. If that number is weak, bonds rally, they're going to take the bonds up with them too. I highlighted some levels in the chat room here on the upside that we can look for. I want to see, if the market can breach some resistance levels. We really have not been able to breach any important resistance levels since this sell-off started. So we'll see what happens overnight. Downside levels, obviously the lows again at 133.18 area and 126.06 on the 10-year are going to be important. Those were those fib retracements. I think the market's oversold after this, hard sell-off the last couple days, and we could see a bit of a bounce, but we're not out of the woods yet. I'm leaning towards trying to sell an uptick overnight again, looking for some selling out of Europe into the 7-year auction tomorrow morning. Buyback tomorrow is going to be pretty hefty. I think it's in the 5- and 6-year area. I think that'll tend to add some support after the initial, U.S. Open tomorrow morning. But again, like today, we did not see much of a bounce on the buyback. I think tomorrow we could see a little bit of a bounce on the buyback, and then you want to probably sell that into the auction and look to see what happens with the auction at that point. 7-year is basically the 10-year future, so it will lean on the 10-year quite a bit more than it will on the bonds, I think, tomorrow. So there's a plan. Let's see how it holds up and overnight, and I'll see you tomorrow morning in the morning email. Thanks. Have a great night.